Okay, so today's lesson, chapter 5, lesson 3, is compare and order integers. It is the third and final lesson in this chapter. We have the essential question on how are integers and absolute value used in real-world situations. We've been talking about that as we've been going along. Integers are used just about everywhere. We've seen it in football. We've seen it in golf. We've seen it everywhere. We see about it with our checkbook balance, okay? So the lesson essential question is, how can symbols and absolute value help you to order sets of integers? We'll see that at the end of the chapter here, and we should be able to answer that easily, or not the end of the chapter, at the end of the lesson. Okay. Compare integers. To compare integers, you can compare the signs as well as the magnitude or size of the number. Greater numbers are graphed farther to the right. Okay? So let's just make that clear. Bigger numbers are to the right on the number line. Smaller numbers are to the left on the number line at all times. Okay? This first one that we can see here, any positive number is bigger than any negative number. So as soon as you see a positive number and a negative number being compared, the positive number is bigger. So just instantly make the positive number have the greater sign going towards the positive number. So as they have 2 is greater than negative 3, or negative 3 is less than 2. Okay? They're both true statements. Okay? Now this one says compare the position on the number line. Again, if you're working with numbers that are negative 2 and negative 3, whichever one is farther to the right on their number line. So negative 2 is farther to the right than negative 3, so negative 2 would be greater. Okay? And again, this, sorry, it's loading. Wait a minute, okay? Is the same as negative 3 is less than negative 2. Remember, both those statements are true. Okay. Example, we're going to fill in these ideas as we do this. Okay? A positive number is always greater than a negative number, right? You got 12 is blank to negative 4. 12 is obviously bigger than negative 4 just because of the fact that it's a positive number. All right? Now, we go down to the next one, and we do these sample problems real quick. Okay? Let me get this thing out of the way. Extend the page. All right. When you look on a number line, matter of fact, if we can just, here, I'll draw a quick, matter of fact, I'll use all these on a number line, okay? Let's just draw this number line real quick. I have to what? Go from, I need a 0, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, okay? I don't think I need any other numbers. All right, just looking at that. The first one I'm going to use my red pen on, all right? I will mark negative 3 and negative 5. Which one is bigger? Well, which one's farther to the right? Negative 3 is. So negative 3 is greater than negative 5. Okay? The next one, I'm going to use my green pen. All right? It asks us to plot negative 5 and 0. Which one is farther to the right? 0 is farther to the right. So negative 5 is less than 0. And the last one, I will use my blue pen. They use negative 1, right, and 6. Again, looking to the right, we see that 6 is greater than negative 1. Also, for B and C, any negative number is smaller than any positive number. While 0 is neither negative nor positive, 0 is still greater than negative 5. Okay. This real-world example, Justin has a score of negative 4 on the Trueville trivia game. Desiree's score is negative 5. Write an inequality to compare the scores. Explain the meaning of the inequality. Okay? We write a quick inequality. We know that if we look on the number line, we see that negative 4 is farther to the right than negative 5. So they write negative 4 is greater than negative 5, or negative 5 is less than negative 4. Both statements are true. Okay? Doesn't matter how you do it. And then it says explain the meaning of the inequality. Okay? Since negative 4 is greater than negative 5, Justin has a higher score than Desiree. That's all you need to put. It's nothing difficult. Don't think too hard into it. Okay? Justin has a higher score than Desiree. All right? Let's look at this. All right? The temperature on Tuesday was 2 degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature on Wednesday was negative 2 degrees Fahrenheit. Write an inequality to compare the temperatures. Explain the meaning of the inequality. Okay, I would just 2 and negative 2, and you could instantly say that any positive number is greater than any negative number. So you just write that inequality. And it says explain the meaning of the equality. You could write Tuesday was, sorry, not is, was hotter than Wednesday. I say it Wednesday just to make sure I spell it correctly. Okay? So Tuesday was hotter than Wednesday. It's all to ask you to, it's not asking you to delve too hard into it. Okay? Order integers. You can use a number line to order a set of integers. Integers can be ordered from least to greatest or greatest to least. All right? You just got to read what it asks you to. It says order the set of -9, 6, -3, 0 from least to greatest. Okay? So we see that it's least to greatest. If you need to, draw a number line. Okay? They've already done this. All right? They say graph the numbers on a number line. So we'll go ahead and graph numbers on a number line. Okay, and you can see they want least to greatest. Going from least to greatest, it would be those numbers farthest to the left going to the right. So it would be -9, -3, 0, and 6. Remember, it's asking least to greatest. Got to make sure you read the problem. All right. Another way of doing it is by comparing the numbers with signs and values. Compare negative numbers, then compare positive numbers. Negative integers are -9 and -3. -9 is less than -3 because it appears to the left, farther to the left than -3 does. So -9 is less than -3. The integer 0 is neither negative nor positive. The positive integer is 6. So you can say that so the order from least to greatest is -9, -3, 0, and 6. I prefer just using a number line. It makes it easier and quick, and then as you just follow the dots along. All right, here we go. They've set up a number line. They've counted by tens. It doesn't matter what you count by. As you can see, the next number line is done by sixes. Okay, either way is okay. So I go up here and I graph my numbers. I will use black. That's fine. I will graph -4, right, and then 3, which is about here. All right, then I'm going to go find 11, which is about here, and then I'm going to go to -25, which is right on the line here. Okay, and then I go greatest to least. So I got to go right to left, and I go 11, 3, -4, and -25. Okay? Now, I go to the next one. Order the set -18, 30, 12, -6, 3 from least to greatest. Again, I just go on to the number line and I start plotting these. I find -18, about. I go to 30, right? About. I go to 12, about. -6, and -3, which is right in the middle here, right? All right, and then I go from left to right. -18, -6, 3, 12, and 30. Okay? Not that hard. Okay. Whoop. Let me go back and make sure I finished everything. All right, excellent. All right, this is the last example. It says the table shows the lowest elevation for several continents or the elevations from least to greatest. Okay? Now they all are negative numbers. Okay? So the bigger the negative number, the smaller it is. So that's all I'm just going to do. So I'm going to grab the biggest negative number, which is -418, cross it out. Go to the next one, -156, cross it out. -105, cross it out. -86, cross it out. -28, cross it out, and then -12, and cross it out. And there we have all our numbers from least to greatest. Okay? I didn't even use a number line. I didn't even bother. Now you could use a number line if you wanted to.
Please report to room 2.
Sorry about that. Okay? And that's it. Now you can use a number line like they used here. Okay? And they went by 50s on the number line. It doesn't matter as long as you're consistent and make sure that you do the number line correctly. As you notice, zeros here and numbers are getting smaller as they go to the left. All right, I didn't write in here the homework, so let me do that real quick. Okay, so go ahead and start the guided practice on page 366. When you're done with that, whoop, I put too much here. Homework, extra practice, page 369 and 370. Let me go ahead and delete that. 369, 370 all. Okay? Thank you very kindly.